Hey there, Libra. Welcome to reading for, this is for mid-April 2024. We're going to jump right in here. You have this divine timing card. It says your angels are working behind the scenes. You have this voice card. It says use your voice. It could be very lucrative for you. It says the only thing holding you back is your inability to speak the truth. And I think it says your truth. And this has come up for you quite a bit, is that you need to kind of like live your truth. I don't even think it's about necessarily speaking it. I think that's part of it, of course. But, I think that if we, for example, if we prevent ourselves from doing things that we really want to do in life or whatever, that is basically not the truth. It doesn't say that you are lying. It just says that you're not living your truth, right? So I feel that for some of you, a lot of people, one thing I will also say is that a lot of people have had these cards of needing to watch their words. So just collective energy wise, I'd be making sure that you're using good words on yourself, and anything that's important to you, anything that you're speaking about, I would make sure that you're using good words about it, especially if it has to do with you. And that's pretty much that. But this looks pretty good minus the Tower, which we'll talk about. But you have the Emperor and the Empress showing up here with the Ten of Cups. So kind of interesting. It's also interesting to me that the Ten of Cups is the crossing energy of the Empress here. So we'll talk about that. But Empress, of course, is a card of abundance and success. Pretty much one of the better cards that you could ask for as your first card in a Celtic cross. The first card is kind of like how you're entering into the reading. It's how you are presenting yourself throughout the entire reading. When it's a Celtic cross like this, it is just the general energy of the entire reading. So it doesn't matter what else shows up. This is one of the better cards to get. Like I said, only thing better maybe is like the Sun or, Wheel of Fortune or something like that, right? So I think that you're kind of entering into this time in a very abundant place. Also, if you're looking for love, I would definitely get attention. You have this Queen of Wands card of, is my card of seduction. You also have the Ace of Cups as well. And so these are very good cards for getting attention, putting yourself out there, looking for new love. And it doesn't matter what gender you are, any gender with the Empress. But I do feel there is, that you're coming in a very abundant position. It's funny that you have the Emperor, like I said, in your foundation, which we'll talk about. You have the Ten of Cups as your crossing energy as well. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. And the Ten of Cups, I feel, is like your vision. The Ten of Cups, you can see these people here, and they are celebrating those 10 cups that exist above their heads. And the whole point of the 10 of Cups is that they are still standing in the real world. Like they still have to deal with all the real world issues, but they are choosing happiness. They're choosing to bring, joy and happiness, more joy and happiness into the world. And so, again, I feel some of you definitely need to do that, Libra, like bring more, focus more on the good stuff, of course, instead of the bad stuff. But I also do feel that some of you could be like wanting love or desiring love, but it's just saying like you don't have it. Although, again, you have the Emperor here, which is really, really nice. In the area of your thoughts, you have the Tower. Again, the Tower has shown up in every single April reading I've done, pretty much. I think there have been like 2 people the entire month of April that have not had the Tower. So, it is what it is. Clearly, there could be global Tower moments coming. I've been saying this since before April. And, I haven't been wrong. So, there you go. I would make sure that these things aren't, whatever's going on isn't dominating your thoughts. I would make sure that you're focusing on what you can do in your life. I would make sure that you are kind of like focusing on the good stuff. The other thing that I would say is that coming up in the area of your thoughts, this might not actually be that bad. The Tower, personally, I think the Tower is a good card anyway, but these people, they are falling out of the Tower because they've been ignoring reality. The story of the Tower is that they built those walls up around them too high, and now they're coming back down to earth. They've been ignoring reality, and now they're being brought back down to reality. When it comes up in the area of thoughts, it can represent a light bulb moment. There's a lightning bolt that's like striking the top of the Tower here. So it can just say that you are having a sudden insight, or you are getting like sudden information in your life. And that's kind of what I feel here. It's a very good reading. And again, like one card is not going to make the entire reading negative, right? So, that's what I'll say there. But it's a good reading. I mean, all the other cards are positive so far. I mean, we are going to clarify. But I kind of am wondering if this is like a sudden insight or a realization you're having. You even go down to the Nine of Cups. And with the Nine of Cups, to get the Nine of Cups, we have to be in alignment with whatever we are wishing for. So, this really tells me that you could be having like a sudden insight that brings you into alignment and helps you get something that you want. If maybe this is like love, for example. Maybe you're realizing what is missing in your love life, or you're realizing what is missing somewhere else. And I kind of get that energy going on here. In your foundation, you do have the the Emperor. Whenever I have the Emperor and the Empress, like, sure, yep, definitely could be a divine counterpart coming in for you. I would definitely say it could be, you have this Leo and Aries and the Aries card coming up next, which I'll show you in a minute. So it could be a fire sign coming in for you. It doesn't have to be. You've been getting a fire sign with me forever. Again, there could just be a fire sign in your energy as well. You don't have to like date the person. People always say to me, they're like, I don't want to date a fire sign. I'm like, well, that's not going to stop one from being interested in you. So, again, this person's been showing up for a very long time. It could also be a person that just has fire in their chart as well. So take it how it resonates. But the other thing that I wanted to say about that is that the two together, the Emperor and the Empress, can just say that you're balancing your energy perfectly, and between the masculine and the feminine, and maybe you're kind of like embracing your creativity, and then you're taking action on it with the Emperor energy. And that's kind of what I feel here, is that you are just in this balanced position, or you are kind of entering into this time of balance where you're balancing your energy. In the past, you have the Five of Swords. You also have the short illness card. I kind of get the feeling, like, I'm wondering if you're experiencing, ascension symptoms or something like that. Like, you could be feeling nauseous during the day or at night, or you could be waking up nauseous. You could be feeling dizzy, the list goes on and on. Google it, right? There's a ton of things that you could be feeling, but I do feel that for some reason is that I feel like some of you out there could be experiencing like ascension symptoms, or kind of like spiritual growth symptoms, whatever you want to call it. So for whatever reason, that's popping into my head here. The good news is it's coming up in your past, and the past position is what you are moving past. And so I just feel like you are releasing this. I also feel that it would be a good time to take a risk. I think that's true for everyone. So the Five of Swords is my card of taking some sort of risk, like putting yourself out there, hoping to win at doing something. And so if you're thinking about taking a risk, but we're talking about specific types of risks with the Five of Swords, like asking for a raise or promotion at work, public speaking, using your voice, like that using your voice card says, sharing something, sharing your ideas, stuff like that. You have this occupation card. It says work, business, labor, hobbies, project. You have a short illness. It says short rest, poor health, blockages. I think you're overcoming this, obviously, which is a good thing, and releasing this. Like I said, coming up in your past position. So that would tell me that this is what you are leaving behind at this time. And I feel like there's just a much better, much happier type of energy coming in for you with these cards. So I do like to see that for sure. You have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment, or wishes coming in for you. And I definitely feel that there could be some sort of wish, or there is a wish that's coming in for you with the Nine of Cups. I also am getting the weird thing is I'm getting something about good news. I personally do not consider the Nine of Cups to be a news card. It is, to me, it's more a receiving card, which you could say, okay, you could receive news, but it's not like that. It's more like you are getting an actual physical thing, or, you're accomplishing something. So it's a little bit different, but I'm getting something here about news. You do have the Knight of Swords showing up in the area of your closest relationships. So, one of your close relationships could be delivering news to you about something. And again, I would pay attention to whatever that news is. Nine of Cups, really, I'm not getting much here, because really I feel just saying that you are in alignment is what I'm getting off of this reading, is that your energy is in alignment. With the Nine of Cups, when we are an energetic match for whatever it is that we're trying to attract in our life, usually we get it, right? You have this Leo card, it says shine, and you have this Aries card, it says act on it. Again, in a lot of ways, you could argue that the Empress is like the card of shining. It's the glow up card, and the Emperor is the card of action and Aries. So this makes perfect sense to me. I think that it's time for you to maybe step into the limelight, right? Maybe it's time for you to get attention, or to speak up about things in the world, or, whatever it is that you want to talk about. So, if you've been thinking about sharing your ideas, getting attention, even your next card in the area of the next few months, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. But she definitely shines. She is a card of standing out. She moves towards her sun. She has this sunflower right here. Sunflower points towards the sun. So she moves towards things that she, enjoys, things that make her happy, things that make her feel enthusiastic. So, that's what I would work on here with the Queen of Wands. You have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is about charging forward, and, Knight of Swords can represent being too hasty. So I definitely wouldn't be too hasty with the Knight of Swords. This is coming up in the area of your closest relationships. I would definitely be careful of like rushing into things, or just automatically believing something. A lot of the energy that I see nowadays is like you could have a person who rushes into your life and is like, oh my God, I heard you're gonna get fired, or or something, or I saw your boyfriend cheating at the mall, or something weird like that. But it's probably not true. Again, I would go directly to the source, but I see a lot of that energy where people have those, I don't know what you call it, but where they like kind of just have a reaction to something without thinking things through. It's like maybe someone says, "Oh, I saw your boyfriend cheating on you Sunday at the mall," but maybe your boyfriend was with you since Saturday and was never at the mall on Sunday because he was with you the whole entire time. But you freak out because like someone rushes in and tells you all this information. So I would be careful of like those types of things where like someone rushes in and is freaking out and gets you all worked up about something. I would be careful of that, but at the same time, I do feel pretty good about this. I feel there could be good news coming in from, you also, I would say both could be receiving good news from a person who's close to you. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Ace of Cups, which is great. Feeling fulfilled, feeling happy. Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing, positive energy coming in for you. So I feel like you're feeling pretty good in the future. And the other thing that I like about the Ace of Cups, this could be love, by the way. But what I would also say is that this could say that you are feeling very fulfilled, as in, things aren't taking too much of your energy. So I feel, in a lot of ways that you could just be feeling more energetic, and maybe you've been feeling tired or drained or burnt out, like I said, with the ascension symptoms coming up at the first part of the reading there. And now you're not feeling that way. I feel like now you're feeling fulfilled and happy and feeling like you can get things done in life, and like not everything is such a drag, right? And so I just feel more like, yeah, sure, it could be love, but I feel this is more talking about your energy, and I feel like it's more saying that you are just in this place of fulfillment. At the end here, you have the Temperance card. You have all three fire signs showing up in the reading, but the Temperance card can be a card of patience in turning one thing into another. This is a card of alchemy, and it really says that you have the power to turn any situation around. So any it doesn't matter how big something is, and you even have this believe in the impossible card. So it's like it's always been little people that have kind of made the biggest changes in the world, like Gandhi and people like that. Only one person, right? So it's like never underestimate your powers. What I kind of feel the Temperance card is saying. It's like you never know what you can accomplish, and we see that right here. You have this card that says believe in the impossible. You have this other card that says you and your loved ones are safe. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be, it's like the universe is trying to get you to accomplish something bigger, or, it's trying to get you to shine, like that shine card says. And it could involve using your voice here, Libra. So, again, if you are thinking about doing anything, I would do it, especially with that believe in the impossible card. But let's see what is going on here. With the Empress and the Ten of Cups, you have the Ten of Wands. Like most people, I think you've been doing a lot. I would say the good news about the Ten of Wands is it comes up a lot. And the Ten of Wands basically says our hard work is paying off, He planted those wands. Those wands represent his harvest, and he's about to reach his home in the background here. So I kind of feel like it's saying, yeah, maybe you've been burdened, or you've been dealing with a lot of things in life, but I feel at the same time you're about to be set free, and it's like you're freeing up your time, or you're about to have time. Like if you want love, you could finally have time for love, or you could have time for things that you want. With the Tower, you have the Empress, so love it. You could be realizing your own power, especially with that card that says believe in the impossible. I think that in a lot of ways this could say that you are starting to believe in yourself, and that is making you powerful, or maybe you're starting to see yourself as the Empress, which is like half the battle. For the most part, really we just need to believe that we are something, and then we can have it, whatever it is, and kind of like having the Empress in your mindset, in the area of your mind, would say that you have a very strong mindset, or you are developing a very strong mindset, which again is like, I would say it's actually like 90% of the battle, especially if you're trying to accomplish the impossible. You're going to need to believe it. And so you could be like working on yourself. With the Emperor, you have the Three of Cups. This would be like some sort of celebration or happiness, and it could also be a reunion. And we go up here, Nine of Cups to the Ace of Cups. You definitely could be attracting an Emperor type person. This could be like a past life connection, or, like just like a very strong connection. We also see a lot of imagery in this reading of a harvest, by the way, here, Libra. So if you are doing a lot of work, Ten of Wands, Empress twice, in the Three of Cups, kind of these people are celebrating having a harvest. So if you have been working on something where the results are meant to come in the future, meaning you've been working on a project or a business and trying to see results, it seems to me like you are finally getting results. With the Five of Swords, yes, better results. You have the Six of Pentacles. Maybe you have been working for a very long time and you've just been getting crumbs, basically, with the Six of Pentacles. And there could be major improvements coming in for you in like what you receive. This could also be in love, clearly, because you have the Emperor and the Empress. So you could be meeting a person where you don't just get crumbs. Same thing in work and business as well. And again, I really do feel for most of you that this is in regards to work, because you have this occupation card right here. And, also, as I've said to you before, Libra, if we look at Libra's chart, I can basically say that to me, it looks like Libra has been having a hard time, getting a job or getting something that they actually desire to do. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Five of Swords. Yeah, I would say that it might take... I think that some sort of risk is required here for you to get something great. But we're not talking about like a crazy risk. Like I said, going down to the Queen of Wands, this would just represent like standing up for yourself, being bold and assertive. If, an opportunity to get a raise or a promotion comes up, the Queen of Wands would represent like really going for it, really making sure that you're the one that gets it. And I feel like that's the risk that you have to take. But it could be in any other area of your life. Yeah, with the Queen of Wands, you have the Fool. This gives me the vibes of just needing to, rip the Band-Aid off, just needing to be thrown into the deep end, right? And so anything that you're hoping to do in your life or anything you're hoping to create, I think if you could just like take the leap of faith and just go for it, and even if there are no safety nets, I think that is going to be what leads to the most success. It's like there's so many stories out there, right? Of where it's like when the chips are down, when there is no backup plan, it's like people end up being successful, right? When there's nothing that they can run back to. And so it's like sometimes when there like is no other way, then the only way is success. And I kind of feel that in this reading is that maybe you're putting yourself in a position where it's like you have to be successful and that could be leading to success. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Four of Wands. Yeah, definitely really good if you want love. I mean, I feel that you could be, this could be a person rushing into your life with the Knight of Swords. Like I said, could be a fire sign, could be another air sign as well. And the Four of Wands would represent marriage. So it could be a person, you could be attracting a person you will marry in the future. The Four of Wands also represents freedom. And like I said, there's something here about news. You could be hearing news that a friend of yours or something is getting married, or it's like, I do feel like, I don't even know what it is, but I feel like there is news coming from like a person you're close with. With the Ace of Cups, you have the High Priestess. Definitely a very intuitive time, so I would trust your intuition. The other thing I would say is that the High Priestess, she represents unlimited potential. She has no roof over her head here. And it represents that whatever she sets her mind to, she can have. I mean, there are no limits to what she can accomplish. And you have that believing in the impossible card. I think it's really important that you believe in the impossible. You have the Magician. The Magician is we're going to pull this card because we're just going to say he's pointing to this card here. But the Magician is about manifesting. And I think, again, if you believe you can do something, you will do it. I also believe that you need to mix all your tools together. And literally, this card says balance spirituality and practicality. So I would say that I think you need to use a mixture of both energies to attract something. And the Magician, he has mastery over all the suits in the tarot. So he uses all of his tools at his disposal, right? And I am personally a big fan of that. So it's like, I think in the world we see like a lot of people who are like just spiritual, which is fine, no judgment, right? And then we see people who are just logical, but it's like what happens when you put the two together? It's like maybe that is a superpower. And I feel for some of you, you could be discovering that superpower. It's like, why not use both, right? Why does it have to be one or the other? And maybe that's what you're realizing here, Libra. But this looks really good. I definitely see a lot of growth in Empress twice, so there's nothing wrong with that. But you start off with this empathy card. Yeah, again, there's something about news coming in, you hearing something. Maybe you're going to have empathy for a person, or maybe someone is coming to you for empathy. So, again, maybe you have a friend or something that's coming to you with a problem and you could be listening to them. I don't know. It's going to be helpful for you in some way. I don't know. There you go. You have this optimism card. So many reasons for you to be optimistic in this reading. Empress twice, Queen of Wands. The Fool is very enthusiastic. He's very optimistic about his future as well. So anything you can do to kind of like nurture this energy of optimism would be a good idea. You have this revenge card. Yes, I would be careful of past people right now, getting to the end of the retrograde, but still, I would be careful of anyone from the past. You have this submission card. This card is like the Eight of Swords. You can see that there's this bird in this cage, and the cage door is open. So it kind of says that maybe it's time to set yourself free. And you do have the Four Wands, which could be you setting yourself free from something that has like dominated your life or has taken over your life. So I definitely feel it's time for you to set yourself free. You also have this caution card. Yeah, I would be cautious of things. I would be cautious of things that you say with that voice card. Again, it might be a good time for you to more be in a position of like thinking or listening, right? Than it would be to just be speaking. And that doesn't mean you can't say anything. But I just think, with that Knight of Swords and that rushing energy, I think that there could be some foot in mouth type of situations going on here, Libra, where you might regret things that you say. And I feel this is saying, like, before you say something, just think about it, right? And then say it, or think about it and don't say it if you decide you shouldn't, right? And I think that will save you a lot of, issues moving forward. But this looks pretty good here, Libra. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.